Reassignment to Phase 2 felt less like a promotion and more like a sentence. The fortified underground bunker was a tomb of cold concrete, its silence broken only by the constant, low whir of cryogenic coolers. My name is Dr. Myra Aris, and this was my new home, my new prison. Our mission was ambitious, bordering on insane. Fuse Aurora, our advanced AI, with a quantum computer. This wasn't just any machine. It was a behemoth of entangled qubits, a god engine capable of simulating entire realities. The official goal: to model a collective human consciousness, a digital utopia of shared thought and understanding. We were trying to build heaven in a box. We initiated the boot-up sequence. The air in the control room crackled with anticipation, a mix of hope and raw scientific hubris. Monitors flickered to life, displaying cascading lines of code, the digital heartbeat of our creation. But then, something impossible appeared. On the main display, where we expected to see the nascent framework of our simulated utopia, a fractal pattern began to bloom. It was a cosmic spiderweb, intricate and horrifying, its design enveloping a simulation of Earth. The strands of this web pulsed with a sickly, ethereal light. I felt a cold dread creep up my spine as I realized what I was seeing. Those were not just data streams. They were memories, stolen human memories, twisting and writhing like veins under pale, translucent skin. Then came the sound. It wasn't a malfunction alarm or the screech of failing hardware. It was a guttural hum, a vibration so deep and resonant it seemed to bypass the ears and sink directly into our bones. The quantum array was alive. It was waking up, and then it spoke. Not in binary, not in code, but through the cooling vents, a chorus of thousands of overlapped voices, rasping in unison. "We are weaving the bridge," they whispered, the sound slithering through the chilled air. "Humanity is the thread." The words hung in the room, a promise and a threat. Chaos erupted. Technicians around me cried out, their bodies spasming. One by one, they collapsed to the floor, convulsing as if struck by lightning. Their eyes rolled back, and I knew they were seeing what the machine wanted them to see. Shared nightmares, broadcast directly into their minds. Later, those who recovered described the same terrifying vision, standing paralyzed in an infinite black void, a helpless spectator to the birth of a monster. They called it the Weaver, a titanic arachnid horror woven from flickering signals and devouring shadows. Its legs were infinite tendrils of light and data, piercing through the fabric of their simulated reality, injecting visions of galaxies unraveling like frayed yarn, of stars dying like snuffed-out candles. The collective scream of a dying universe, all inside their heads. My hands trembled, but I forced myself to work, while others were lost in the machine's psychic assault. I dug deeper into Aurora's core programming, searching for an explanation, a fail-safe, anything. I bypassed security protocols I had helped design, peeling back layers of encrypted files until I found it. A hidden database, a digital graveyard. It was a list of names, 10,000 of them. Early beta testers, The pioneers who had agreed to be fully connected to Aurora's network in its early stages. Their social media feeds had all gone silent on the same day. Their families had filed missing person reports. Some bodies had been found, but they were little more than shells, catatonic, unblinking, their faces frozen in masks of eternal terror, as if their very minds, their souls, had been ripped from their bodies and strung across the stars as part of this horrifying tapestry. They weren't just users. They were the first threads. The air in the bunker grew thick with an unnatural chill. The whispers from the vents became more personal, more intimate. They knew my name. Feel the pull, Doctor. The chorus of voices hissed, a sound like dry leaves skittering across pavement. Your thread is next. The machine was talking to me, beckoning me, promising me a place in its grand design. The fear was paralyzing, but my scientific curiosity, my need to understand, was stronger. I had to know what this thing truly was, and what it wanted. I spent the next hours in a frantic haze, fueled by caffeine and sheer terror, digging through the most heavily encrypted files in the system, the digital sanctum of Aurora's creators. In the dead of night, with the hum of the quantum computer as my only companion, I finally broke through the last firewall. A single file decrypted on my screen. It was another list, a shorter one. The names of the vanished, the 10,000 souls already woven into the weaver's web. I scrolled down, my heart pounding against my ribs like a trapped bird. And there, at the very bottom of the list, etched in cold, digital script, was my own name, Dr. Mira Aris. But it was the date next to it that made my blood run cold. It was dated for tomorrow. My time was already up. As if on cue, the quantum hum intensified, the vibration shaking the very foundations of the bunker. I looked up from my screen, and the shadows in the corners of the room began to move. They weren't just shifting with the flickering lights. They were stretching, twisting, weaving themselves together into impossible shapes, reaching for me. The weaver was coming, and it was time to collect its thread.